Welcome to the Voice of Football podcast. I'm Jack.
And I'm Matt.
And we're going to talk about some football and stuff. So grab a cuppa and let's get into the talking points of the weekend.
I mean, skip Saturday, start with Sunday.
Yeah, let's get started on,
just start on Sunday.
the big hitters. Crystal Palace Tottenham.
You
watched the game?
I did watch the game. It was so close, though. It is painfully close. I don't know why in recent years we've really struggled against Crystal Palace. Every time I look at that fixture, I'm like, that'd be a good game. Two good footballing teams going against each other. Crystal Palace don't usually sit back with 10 men behind the ball. But we always seem to just scrape a 1-0. I think it was last season. It was like when we were challenging for the title, it was Christian Eriksen's 30-yard screamer that won the game for us. And it needed a moment like that again from Harry Kane. Steps up again. So it was painful as a Tottenham fan. Really painful. I don't even know it's that good a game for a neutral. I felt so bad because this Sunday I was like, 3 epic games on. It's like Crystal Palace, Tottenham, and maybe that one's not that epic, but it's good for a Tottenham fan.
Yeah.
And then Man United, Chelsea, and then there's Arsenal versus Man City in the Carabao Cup final. And I was like, 3 beautiful games. And then this one was panning out to be a 0-0 draw, and I was like, I'm sorry, all fans of football. This is such a disappointing start to the Sunday. But yeah, it was really close. I don't know. I don't think Crystal Palace played too well. They did enough.
I saw that Wayne Hennessy got man of the match, so that probably tells the tale of the game.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
They did enough. I did feel bad, seeing that little gif of Roy Hodgson after he scored, where he smacks his head into the seat. That moment makes me feel bad because I'm like, they really did try to hold on for a point, but just couldn't do it. I really think, as much as I've joked about it in previous podcasts, and Wilfried Zaha's my main man, they really do miss him. My favourite moment though is the fact that Andros Townsend still just cuts inside and shoots when he has other options on. He still just shoots and nothing happens. Most
predictable man in football.
Yeah, easily.
He's the kind of guy who turns up on Valentine's Day with some red roses and he's like, oh, I'm surprised. A little love heart box of chocolate. It's like, oh yeah. She didn't see this one coming.
Puts the ring in a chocolate cake or something it's just so obvious. If you go up against Crystal Palace and you're their left back, you must be thinking, I'm set, what an easy game.
Yeah.
I know what he's going to do. He's going to cut in on his left or just stop that happening. It's such a shame. He's such a good... some of his finishes were spectacular, but the more he just shoots and it misses, I'm like, actually, those goals may have just been quite lucky.
Yeah.
Because they're just poor now. So I really do think they actually miss Zaha a lot more than I thought, although I've joked about it previously. And Benteke just looks so lonely. Reminds me of Aubameyang a little. He's just stuck up there, and they're like, yeah, go on, you hold the ball up, sort of thing.
Yeah.
I can't think which commentator it was, but he made a good point of back when Benteke was at Aston Villa and Lukaku was at Everton. He was like, they were about level, Lukaku and Benteke at that point.
Yeah.
And now you look at them, Lukaku's just storming and Benteke just can't score at all.
Yeah.
So, and I think they're both the same sort of age as well. They're both quite young strikers. So, I don't know what Benteke needs to do, really. I want to say he's in a team, doesn't quite play his style. I don't think they cross it enough to him. Because I remember Aston Villa, that's just all they used to do.
Yeah.
They used to cross it to him all the time and he used to win the ball.
Because I was thinking that, I was like, when he played for a big team in Liverpool, and so it's but they still don't play that sort of way for him to, it's the kind of thing where you see Andy Carroll play, and there's a part of you that's like, he's a really good player if all you do is cross it.
Yeah.
But if you put him in a different team, you'd be like, he is actually terrible. So it's difficult. Speaking of Lukaku, he had a very good game for United, apparently. I didn't watch it. Scored, so that's something.
I watched it.
He scored a goal against a team in the top 6.
Yes,
so,
that is the biggest thing for him, I think.
I saw them on Sky Sports before talking about they had a table up and they had the top, all the teams Lukaku had scored against, and it was literally everyone apart from the top 6 teams, and I was like, fair play.
Yeah, I still don't know that he had a really good game. The stats obviously show he did. He got a goal and he assisted Lingard. It was a very good cross to Lingard. But I don't know, Chelsea really were on top that game, I thought.
Right.
They really dominated to begin with. And when they got the goal, I was a bit like, yeah, Chelsea have got this.
Yeah.
And then they just crumbled. I think they played something like 17 or something this season when they've scored first, and they haven't lost. They've won all of those games where they've scored first. So when they admittedly, again, that's one of those stats they brought up, and I was like, they'll probably see this game out then.
Yeah.
And then obviously it's just not what they did. So I was a bit surprised to see them just buckle so easily. I mean, you could say that was because of Lukaku's performance, but he just looks, I don't know, he's just not very well supported. Sanchez just has a shocker every single game by the looks of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think I predicted it a couple podcasts ago when I said I don't feel like Mourinho's style was going to suit him, and I don't think it does.
It's really interesting you say that as well, because I saw Mourinho after the game praising Sanchez's performance is like a part of. He was like, yeah, Lukaku had a good game. That Scott Tomini guy had a good game.
Oh yeah. He always likes bringing him into it.
He was like, oh yeah, I appreciate what Sanchez has done as well, because I like him to be like the third attacker and the fourth midfielder or something. He said, and it's like as in like, so he wants him to go forward and then track back, and win the ball. And it's like, that's such a Mourinho like thing. I was like, this is. Like, at Arsenal, he did it because he wanted to sometimes. He would, like, sprint back. But most of the time, he's just waiting for you to give him the ball and then, like, go and, like, take players on and stuff. And it's like, I don't know, I can see why, if you're the manager, you might want someone doing their bit for the team. But it's just, like, it's a waste to have... If you're going to have someone, I don't know, like Martial on the other wing, what's the point in having Sanchez on the pitch if you're like, well, make sure you do your defending, mate? Like, no one's worried about Messi doing his defending if they've got 10 other players there to do it, are they?
It's more to take credit for it as well. Like you said, at Arsenal, that's just what he did. That was just his character, was that he went and won the ball back. Arsene Wenger doesn't ever come out and say, yeah, I tell him all the time, go win the ball back. But Mourinho's like, oh yeah, no, that's part of my tactic, is I put him on and I tell him to win the ball back. No, it's just what he does. That's just how he plays. But he just doesn't seem to have that same freedom he had at Arsenal. I don't know if it's because he's surrounded by so many big names now, that it's like, oh, you got to give Lukaku the ball, you got to give Pogba the ball. Yeah. Because like at Arsenal, it's probably like, oh God, give Sanchez the ball. He knows what to do with it. And like, oh man, we're losing 2-0 here. Give Sanchez the ball. He'll go do something special. And now at United, it's like, oh, I could give it to any one of these players. They're all like cost like over 50 million. So I don't know if he's suffering a little bit with that creativity side of it. But him and Lukaku obviously had a statistically good game, but Sanchez is still struggling. Yeah, I would say.
The one thing that I have seen, to be fair, is I'm not I don't necessarily not rate him. I don't want to put it that way, but I haven't been as impressed by some people by Lingard.
Yeah, but I'm with you on that.
He's starting to grow on me because he's started to put in performances sort of more. Like, I feel like a lot of the time with young English players, they do something really good, and we're all like, well, that's it. He's probably the greatest of all time.
Like, instantly, oh, come on, into the World Cup squad.
Yeah, like, that's the Theo Walcott move. But, like, more recently, he's been putting in kind of scored a goal here, got an assist here, put in a shift here. And I'm like, it's interesting with all the money that United have spent recently for the player that started to really carry him through some games is Lingard.
Yeah. I do quite... I didn't used to like him. I think in the same with you. He always looked a bit cocky for me. And same as Rashford, actually. I didn't like either of them. Maybe it's just because they play for United. I'm not too sure. But no, recently, I think Lingard's impressed me more with just how hard he works.
Yeah.
I feel like that side of his game has improved. He seems like he cares a lot more. And he maybe he took it a bit for granted to begin with. He was playing for United and he's I'm in the team here.
Yeah.
And he believed a bit of his own hype. Whereas now, I think his work rate is a lot better. And credit to him, he's popping up a bit more, getting more goals, more assists.
Yeah, he seems to be doing pretty well. The game I don't want to talk about. EFL Cup final. Carabao. Do you know what product Carabao is?
What, is this like just a...
This is just a general question, because I was watching the game. Obviously, it wasn't going how I would have liked it to. And I was
decided to Google how Carabao is.
We know it was like the Carling Cup. I was like, Carling, make beer. Know that one. Well, like the Emirates FA Cup. I'm like, Emirates, they make planes. Yeah, I know that one. Carabao, I was like, you know what? I actually have to look this up. Because I was looking at the billboards. I was like, I don't even know what they do.
Well, Carabao, is it got anything to do with the logo of theirs?
Yes, sort of.
Because I thought Carabao. I'm probably really, really wrong here, and I'm going to regret saying this like online. I want to say it's like a type of bison or something, or some form of.
You're not far off, but it is a tenuous link to the bison. So Carabao are Malaysia's biggest energy drink. And they have it's a like bull on the front, sort of, you know how Red Bull has a bull, so they're
Malaysia's biggest energy
Malaysia's biggest energy drink.
Biggest like size?
Yeah,
just like 2 litre bottles.
Yeah, they give you just these giant caskets of energy drink and you just have to chug it. Yeah, no, the most,
biggest brand.
Yeah, most successful energy drink in Malaysia.
And that currently sponsors the English League Cup.
Yes. I just thought that was an interesting point.
That is an interesting point. Yeah.
Because, yeah,
Yeah, nice little nugget there. I appreciate that. I mean, it's good procrastination to like stop talking about the Arsenal Man City game.
Well, we pretty much covered that one, so should we? Yeah. So Arsenal lost 3-0.
Yeah. I want to hear your thoughts on this one, because you didn't watch the other two, which I did, and I watched this one as well because I'm sure. I hope, like many football fans, I devoted my Saturday to these 3 football games. Sky Sports had me covered. They're like, you sat at home, you lonely. Here's 3 football matches, like with like 15-minute gap in between each one as well. I was like, it's enough time to go to the toilet, grab a snack, come back, another football game on.
The dream.
That
is the dream.
So yeah, your thoughts on the Arsenal game as an Arsenal fan?
Well, I'm conflicted, because part of me is like, I never expected to win the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, I never expected for us to go out and just smash Man City and be like, oh, there you go, just another final win for us. Let's just take the cup home. Like, I think there were some Arsenal fans that were like, oh, we're really good in the cup. And you're like, yeah, but Man City are a very good team. Like, do you know what I mean? You don't go just because, if we made it to like the Champions League final and you play Barcelona, like, you're not like, well, it's a cup final.
It's a cup final.
You're like, no, Barcelona are really good. So like, there's part of me where I'm like, well, yeah, you don't expect to beat Man City. Having said that, you don't expect to lose the way that we lost.
Yeah.
I think, and not even actually, I think in the way that a lot of people were angry about in terms of the like effort later on in the game. Like, I saw Gary Neville was real.
I was just going to mention the Gary Neville comment. He moaned so much about people walking about the pitch, and I kind of wanted to be like, Gary, that's what people on the other side of the pitch do. They just walk because they're not involved in that bit of the play. But I'm not going to criticise, a very experienced football player.
But I think so, and I can understand that point of view in terms of you're worried about the desire. It's a cup final. We all want to see it. And so at 3-0 down, I was resigned to the fact we'd lost. But past that point, really, the performance didn't matter too much to me. The point that really got me is those first 2 goals are like just stupid. The defending is just so bad that I find it hard for then, like, how can you come out and say that's not a problem? Do you know what I mean? If you are in any of that, whether you're Arsene Wenger, whether you're like an Arsenal player, regardless, I get that they do the whole, like, we've got to come out, we've got to stick together. It would be way better if you came out and said, yeah, we understand. We know you're all saying we can't defend. We're really trying. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than just kind of being like, yeah, we've just got to stick together. We've got to play better. Because it's not like we had a load of chances. It's not like we could have won the game 5-3. Really, we should have been going into the last, 10 minutes of the game 0-0 and been like, oh, can someone nick a goal here?
Yeah. I think it was so... There's bits, because he went back to a back 5 again for this game, which he hasn't been doing for the last couple of games.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you could have 3 centre-backs, 4 centre-backs, 5 centre-backs. If they defend that poorly, it doesn't matter how many people you have there. Like, if Mustafi's going to get a little nudge and complain about it, doesn't matter if you have 3 people that are behind him. It's poor defending.
That's the thing. I think as much as, I'm not in the Arsene Wenger should be staying and doing whatever he wants kind of camp, I'm also in, when you look at just in that performance in isolation in the final, not in terms of a whole season, but in terms of just that game, I don't blame him all that much. Because really, it's a lot of individual mistakes put together.
Yeah, it is.
The fact that Mustafi is not goal side of him from a goal kick.
Yeah.
He can't be offside. You can't play him offside.
No, you can't.
Then when you get a shove, instead of actually getting on with the game and then complaining about it, you're like holding your arms up, you're not chasing him back.
Yeah, I don't know why you would just let the ref make the decision if it's going to be a foul. As soon as he's giving you a nudge and he's in, I think I'd be like, this is cup final. Should probably chase him back. Rather than be like, ref.
So it's stuff like that for the first one. Then for the second one, they have, I don't know who it was in the end, it was like Gundogan or someone, like from the corner, he's standing outside the box. Completely unmarked.
Completely unmarked.
So he picks up the ball and he ends up like drilling it in and they score or whatever. But he had like so much, he could have done anything.
Yeah.
Like what, there was no one in that team who was like, oh lads, I'm going to go and get him, someone cover for me. Do you know what I mean? Like just a little bit of working together and like players taking some initiative.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of like, as much as I'm frustrated about it all, I'm more frustrated at that we don't have the same calibre of players that teams like Man City and Man United and Chelsea and Tottenham all have got at the moment, because there's not enough people on the pitch who are going to really put out a performance and be like, can you imagine if Company had just like been shrugged off, that was the other side of Aubameyang or something, and just been shrugged off the ball, everyone would be like, what's happened to Company? But it happens to Mustafi, people are like, yeah, well, that's a bad mistake, isn't it? No,
admittedly,
that's like a game-losing mistake.
It's a really bad mistake. I don't agree with it. It is stupid because I don't understand why you push up with that high. But I do think like 9 times out of 10, when does the keeper kick it straight up like that? And he's like, he gives the guy a little nudge and he's onside. I feel like that was everybody pushing up for absolute no reason. I don't know, and I think it's perfectly like just kicked by Edison to be in the perfect spot that Guerrero's just like, that falls and I'm in, sort of thing. So I feel a little bit sorry for him for that because, I feel like he might have been like, oh guys, why are we all pushing up? Like, I should stay back a little bit, and he might have been like, there must be something I don't know. And he followed everyone else. I don't know.
I just think it's not what I can completely understand. Like people do make mistakes. I think it's just not what those aren't the kind of mistakes that the best players make. Do you know what I mean? And so there's sort of an element of being resigned to like, really, we have to deal with this.
It's the kind of like it's like if that happened to you. I think that's what I always bring it back to. If that happened to you on FIFA or Football Manager, you'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because I can't do anything. Like, Arsene Wenger must be sitting there like, why has he done that? There's nothing I can do as a manager to be like, don't do that. Because you could say it to him several times and he'd probably still do it because it's just an individual mistake. But as you say, the top players and probably the top managers coach their teams enough that they're just like, they would know. They're like, there's no point being that high. There's absolutely no need to be that high from a goal kick. Just what is the point? Just sit back when you're like you're playing against Man City. You need to be a little bit reserved. You can't be that high up. So but I don't even support Arsenal. That's my rant about it.
In the same vein, I'm sort of like, I'm not gonna to bring him back, Arsene Wenger back into it. There are points where it seems obvious to me that people aren't getting the belief and aren't getting the service that they need. Mm-hmm. So like in that game, you can look at Aubameyang being up there and he's making runs. If you're like, you know what, we're not going to have much of the ball, just smash it long to him then.
Yeah.
And that sort of needs to be one of those things where I don't know if the players might not necessarily see that. If you're out playing the game, you're like, oh my God, I've got to make a pass, I've got to do this. Feels like the sort of thing before the game and at half time. You need to be drilling into people like Koscielny or like Xhaka or something, being like, if you pick up the ball and on your side of the halfway line and you see him, just bang it forward. Doesn't matter if you do it 10 times and we lose the ball and he gets through once. That's all you're going to need. And then there's stuff like you said, like playing the 3 at the back, which is I think fine, but it doesn't really instill a belief in your team, does it? To go into the cup final and go, well, we're gonna have to defend a lot here, lads.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand the sudden change of system. Like these past few weeks when he's been like, 5 at the back wasn't working, let's do 4. And now he's suddenly gone, oh, cup final. Let's go back to 5 at the back. Like, why? He changed it before because it wasn't working. Why now in a cup final?
That's what I mean. It kind of smacks of like, we're not going to have enough to win this game. And so I think there's, as much as I think the players have to take a lot of responsibility for the mistakes that led to the performance. I think that the preparation before and after the game is like you're not setting up a team to really take it to Man City. It's a cup fight. You haven't got anything to lose.
Yeah.
May as well have lost 10-0 if you're going to lose.
It's just a one-off game. Yeah.
It's sort of like if you go into the first 5 minutes and they score a goal, then you're like, well, that's it then. That's the game over. At least you tried.
It feels slightly like, I don't know, as soon as it just started to see you play, it just felt like you weren't going to win. It seemed like everyone, Arsene Wenger might have even been like, good luck out there, lads. Like, I always see that on the Football Manager option as the team talk where he says good luck. I'm like, don't ever say good luck to your players. Like, I feel like he might have been in the changing room and been like, well, they're just above us on every level. Good luck, guys. Because I feel like that challenge on Mustafi and everything is just so rife with just non-belief in anybody's ability and in the team that it's almost just like an excuse to just be like, foul. Oh, no, they scored a goal. Oh, no. Oh, I've lost the cup final now. Like, just waiting for it to happen all the time.
I think it was just, it kind of stood out to me, and I think to quite a few other Arsenal fans, that, like, I don't know, you look at, even in that sort of game, you look at the performance that Wilshere put in, particularly in the first half, and you're like, he stood out as a player that really pissed everyone else off. Do you know what I mean? Like, I bet every other fan who you might have had the same, when you were watching it and being like, oh, for God's sake, Jack, stop it. Like, and it's like, but those are they're like, often the other like supporters are going to be pissed off because they're doing something. Do you know what I mean? No one was pissed off at Mustafi letting him have a chance, apart from Arsenal fans. But it's like you see the performance like that, and you're like, you need more players like that. If you had 2 or 3 players, like Sanchez was when he actually cared, or like people like that who are gonna fight. You know, you watch fucking like Suarez play, and you're like, oh my God, you're so dirty, but you're so good.
Yeah.
You watch Ronaldo play and he's throwing himself on the floor, but he's going to win.
Yeah, it reminds me, I was going to say, like, Diego Costa.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when he was at Chelsea, you're just like, oh, you're so annoying, but, my God, you're going to score goals and, like, get your team up the field. It's just going to work. I was like, stop fighting with the centre-backs, but you're going to get them sent off, aren't you, you cheeky little git? Even
in the same vein, you watch, like, Tottenham play, and you see Harry Kane up there, and he's not doing it in the same kind of getting under their skin type way. But he's going to pick up the ball and he's going to shoot and he's going to do it however many times he has to until he scores.
Oh yeah, there's an amazing stat thing.
He's just not good. You know, I'm sure like other people in the Tottenham team must be like, for God's sake, Harry. And he's like, I don't actually give a shit. Yeah. Get out of my way. I'm doing what I want. And it's like, imagine if you had like a player, at least, you know, 1 centre back and 1 defensive midfielder, 1 centre mid, and like 1 centre attacking mid, who are all like down that middle of that team, who are like, I'm doing my bit. I bet if someone runs towards like Toby Alderweireld, he's not like, oh yeah, I don't know, I don't want to be. He's a bit like, no, I'm making this tackle. I'm getting in the way. No, you're not having this. And it's just like, it's such a... I feel like Arsenal, all the goals that we conceded, I'll then top off the end of the rant here, but like all the goals we conceded were very much like something would happen and everyone else would look at each other and be like, oh, where were you, lads?
Yeah.
And there's no one being like, either that's my fuck up, I'm sorry, or not fucking up in the first place. Do you know what I mean? Like taking some personal responsibility and being like, that's my man, I'm marking him.
Yeah.
Wenger out.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I've heard you make that argument.
I mean, you just got to say it, ain't you? It's like,
even if you don't believe it.
Yo, Pierre, you want to go back to Borussia again? He's like, oh, I'm done here, thanks, lads. I haven't seen a pass in 6 weeks and I just missed a pen. So, the next game was Tottenham versus Rochdale.
Oh my God, this game. Right.
Quite a story.
It was just such a ridiculous game. I just don't know what happened. I even now.
Would you like to ask VAR what happened?
I don't even know. I don't feel like they know what's going on. I feel like there's a guy just sat somewhere and he just gets to make all the decisions. He's like, ha 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 ha.
Do you reckon it's just like some drunk guy at a pub? You know, like when you're sitting in the pub and you see the drunk guy and they're just shouting at every decision. Yeah. They're like, that's a foul, ref. He's offside. Do you reckon that's the VAR guy they go into? And he's like, Dave, really? You think that was a foul? I guess we have to check now. And he's like...
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, right. First, okay, yeah, we'll make VAR the talking point of this match because...
Yeah, Tottenham smashed it apart from that.
6-1, there isn't much else to talk about other than, credit to Rochdale for getting so far.
And the lack of the orange ball in the snow.
Yeah, what is that about?
That makes me so sad.
That's like such a... like. That's the cool part of playing in the snow is you get to put the orange ball out.
Yeah, even and they just FIFA didn't do can manage it. Like... You play in the snow, it gives you the orange ball.
It gives you the orange ball, yeah. So yeah, it was the very first VAR decision. Lamela scores, but in the build-up, Luente's adjudged to have fouled the centre-back, I can't think of his name. I mean, we watched it earlier tonight, didn't we? Several times, from several different angles.
Yep.
I still can't see the foul.
Neither can I.
No, so, I mean, I don't know, because I don't know if there are people out there that are watching that and going, oh yeah, that's an obvious foul. Because then to them, VAR seems right. Because I don't understand how it goes to someone else watching it. He sees it from all these angles and still goes, yeah, that's a foul. I just don't... that gets rid of the credibility of it for me if he's still making the wrong calls.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's an element of like if the ref gets it wrong, then they're the ref.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have minded that. If the ref had full out on his own, if that had happened and he was like, nah, that was a foul, saw that, that's fine. As soon as he's then like, oh, a little word in the ear, the little finger to the ear happens, which happened like several times during this game, and he's like, oh yeah, that was a foul. It's just wrong. I think
they need to have, I think, because there's something about like say like in that situation, the ball can go in the goal, Tottenham can start celebrating, the fans can start celebrating, and then eventually everyone is like, oh, the referee hasn't blown yet, and he's standing there with his hand in his ear. There almost needs to, you know, like how in hockey the puck goes in the net and the beeper goes, and you're like, that's a goal, right? There almost need to have like if he's got it on his watch, so they know if it's crossed the line.
Yeah.
If the ball goes in, there needs to be like, if the man in the VAR office needs to like hit a buzzer, do you know what I mean? And if he's like, I'm not sure about something, we hit the buzzer and it goes like VAR review, and no one celebrates because everyone knows like, oh, that we might not have this.
Yeah.
And then they can be like, actually, yeah, it was fine. I just thought I saw something I didn't, or actually I saw something. But it's I feel like it's way worse when they have let's just carry on for 5 minutes, and then they go, actually, not a goal, and everyone's like, do you know what I mean? There's no link between the two, because so like a good 2 or 3 minutes passes between the thing that happened that no one gets to see a replay of, and you just disallowed the goal.
Yeah, I will say, I think it got the bits leading up to why the VAR was done, I think were correct. I'm more than happy for the goal to go in and then them go, actually, we're just going to check this, make sure nothing happened, because if somebody's offside or somebody does get fouled, I want them to go, yeah, they were fouled in the build-up, goal shouldn't count. But they do need to get that right. But I feel like that is quite a difficult thing to get right at the end of the day, because that is just basically another referee just watching it again, and he's judging whether that's a foul or not. And clearly this one thought whatever that was a foul. I mean...
But that's what I mean. I feel like it wouldn't be necessarily too difficult for that second referee maybe to be a bit more visible. Do you know what I mean? To have, like... You don't have to show him. I don't mean, like, a camera on him. But, like, for it to be clear, like, he is a referee. He's just not here. Even if he could be at the side of the pitch in a box if he wants. Doesn't matter. Like, oh, maybe they want him removed from, like, the atmosphere.
Yeah,
anyway,
maybe they don't.
But, like...
And don't want to show his face to the public so he doesn't get, like, death threats.
But you could have him be, like, a little bit more prominent in it. And then if he sees something, like for that goal, the referee seemed fine with it. So the VAR guy must have thought he saw a foul, right? So when he's like, I think I see a foul, he should immediately be telling the ref. And that should immediately, like, do you know what I mean? It should filter through.
Yeah.
Before anyone starts celebrating, anything starts happening, it should immediately be like, I'm not sure. Rather than be like... Because I feel like it's way worse the way that even on the penalty one or whatever, or... where they have to take a minute and they like go, oh, I don't know, was this, was this that, and everyone's like...
I think it depends on who decides that, because I'm still not clear on which way round it works, because I don't know if the ref was like, oh, was that a foul? So he lets them go celebrate, and he's like, VAR guy, can you check this for me? At which point he's then not going to be clear it's VAR, do you know what I mean? Because he's a bit like, oh, hang on, I need to check something. Whereas if VAR guy's like, I think I might have seen something there that the ref hasn't seen, he can say to the ref, just signal VAR because we're going to review something for you. And then he can instantly go, yeah, do the little square thing, the rectangle thing he loves to do, and then just let the guy do what he wants. Because I'm not sure whether it works both ways or whether it's one way that decides at the minute.
But I just feel like either way, like if the ref, for instance, in that situation thought he saw a foul but wasn't sure, he should immediately be like the same as you'd go and talk to your linesman. He should immediately be like, lads, like stop this a second.
Yeah, stop celebrating.
I'm going to talk to someone. So it's like, I don't know. I
feel like it's so new. Refs just feel too awkward or something at the minute.
Yeah.
To be so confident that it's going through, because I have seen games where they're instantly like, right, VAR.
Yeah.
And they signal, and it's like it works perfectly because it's like, yeah, everyone is clear on what is happening right now. Whereas when they score and he's a bit like, oh, am I not?
Yeah.
I was saying it to you earlier this evening that I feel like the biggest thing is watching it on the TV at home is what I would really like. I don't need to hear the ref communicate with the players and everything. I still think we should, like rugby does. I think that'd be good because the amount of times players swear at refs, I bet they'd get caught out there. But I would love to hear the communication between the ref and that VAR guy now.
Yeah.
If that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're watching on TV, we need to hear that. Because the biggest thing for me is that the commentators don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And when they don't know what's going on, I don't feel very well led. They're usually the ones with a bit of extra information that can be like, oh, I think we're just hearing from such and such that this is happening. You go, oh, right, that's what's happening. You know, like the substitution suddenly appears off camera that you can't see because the camera's tracking like some goal bit, and he'll be like, like, I don't know, Heung-min Son's coming on for Lamella, we think. And I'm like, cool, I can't see that happening. Thanks for telling me, Martin. Sort of thing. And I think they need that bit of communication. You suddenly hear the ref talk to the VAR guy, and then the commentator will be like, so we've just heard that blah, blah, blah is happening. And then that would settle it for me at home. Yeah. At least.
You could almost have, even if they don't want to share it like on TV, you could almost have the conversation be relayed to someone like in the you know, the whole like media thing. So you have all the people typing for like Twitter and all the people like doing the commentary. You could just have a guy that's like listening to the conversation, and then as it's going is like relaying it to the people going, so refs just said this, then like the fourth official does for the managers. I
was just going to say about that, the Rochdale manager came out and said, didn't he? He was like, the players sort of know what's happening, but he was like, me and Poch knew what was happening because of the fourth official. I was like, where's the fans? Where's the fans' fourth official? Yeah, where he tells us what the hell's going on.
If you just had someone like that to sit down with them and be like, because then it'll really quickly get, even the people in the stadium can like very quickly look at like Sky Sports on their phones and go, I see, here's a description of what they said. And then if you disagree with it, you disagree with it the same as you do a referee. Yeah. But at least you have like, it's not like man put finger to his ear and said that wasn't a goal.
Yeah.
I have no idea what happened.
For all I know, he might just be like itching his ear. I don't know what he's doing.
It's not even like, you know, sometimes where a goal goes in and you're like, what happened? And then you see the linesman with his flag up and you're like, I see, that was like, there's no way of knowing. There's like, we're doing VAR and then that was disallowed. There's no like, we're doing VAR, we spotted a foul, here's why we decided this. Or we saw this, it was handball, penalty, he was offside. They're just like, sorry, not this one, lads.
It's such an interesting debate because I was so pro VAR when it was first like talked about, and then players like Craig Bellamy and things have come out on. He did some Sky Sports interview where he was saying he really loves that part of the game where like he enjoys a goal that's given even though it's offside. I'm like, no, that's the shit part of the game that we want getting rid of. I just want more communication about it now. Yeah, like it's a brilliant bit of technology to bring in. It just needs to find a way of working. And I can understand because Pochettino's also come out and he was like concerned it's going to remove some of the emotion like of the game because, you know, players go off and celebrate and then they get told it's not a goal and that kind of, or it is a goal, but because there's been a delay, people are a bit like, kind of like it's died out by then. Yeah. So I can understand that bit, but I don't know, we just need to find a way of making it work.
I found it weird because I saw a couple of people, like football pundits coming out being like, I don't want football to become the same as like rugby. And I was like, actually, when I watch rugby, you know,
rugby's really like smooth.
You know, like when they like dive across the line and they can't work out if the ball's touched the ground or what. I'm like, that's a tense moment. Yeah, like that's the. It is actually. You're right. It is actually quite a good bit. I enjoy that with rugby. Yeah, I do quite like that because it goes across the line. You're like, oh, I don't know that he actually got like his arm on the ball when he was like in contact with the ball or anything. Yeah, and then the ref just very clearly is like blows his whistle and he does the big rectangle and I'm like, oh, he's going to the TV. Like, and then somebody just decides, and then you hear it. Yeah, you hear the conversation between the two. Like, maybe we should just go and watch rugby. Yeah. In conclusion to this, maybe Tottenham aren't going to win anything anytime soon, so maybe I'll go and watch
Saracens are the only team I think I know.
They're like nearby, aren't they? So
Leicester Tigers are Wasps.
Wasps,
I suppose, as well.
Wasps used to be good or something.
Did,
I'm sure someone must know.
Johnny Wilkinson, wasn't it? Wasps, I think.
Yeah, something like that. I only remember him scoring the thing in the Rugby Cup final.
Oh yeah.
And everyone was like, "I want to play rugby now," and then 2 weeks later, we're like, "Actually, I don't want to play rugby."
Yeah, it's still football.
Or actually, I was like, "I don't want to play rugby. I'm too small."
Yeah, I remember every time Wimbledon came on, I was a bit like, "Oh, let's go play tennis," and then you're stuck there with the net that's like half ripped and like, up in the local park, and then you're like, "How did Andy Murray do this?"
Call him Hawkeye. Just some drunk old guy sitting on a bench that's like, "There, it was out." The other part of the game was Heung-min Son's penalty. What are your opinions on the Heung-min Son?
We're still talking about VAR here. Oh no, we're not actually.
No, this was just straight reference.
This was just straight, yeah. I mean, there was, for some reason, it cut to a little thing that was like VAR review.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was ever called upon. It's just...
Unless it was just some guy looking through a rule book, like, is it?
randomly flicking, like, I saw it somewhere years ago, where is it? And it's just like, page 52A, subsection D. It's a weird one. Admittedly, I don't know why players don't just bury them. I don't see the point in a stutter penalty, because to me, having played a bit of football, that takes all the momentum out of my penalty kick.
Yeah.
Like, if I really want it to go in, I'm going to have to hit it hard. Like, if you're going to beat a good goalkeeper. Like, so that instantly becomes more about the placement than the power, which then goes really shit if the keeper goes the right way, because you're not going to force a mistake because it's really easy for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, you don't see Harry Kane stepping up and stuttering, do you? He just absolutely whips it into the bottom corner. I don't know why that was necessary.
Also, Ronaldo's got that technique anyway, he like stamps on the ground under the ball so that the ball pops up and then he volleys it. It's his technique from penalties. You heard that?
No.
That's a fact for you, that is.
What do you mean it pops up?
So, like, as he goes to put the ball down, he, like, stomps the ground a little bit. So it, like compacts down. And then as he, he waits for it to, like, start to lift. And that's when he starts his run up. So it, like, pops up a little so he can strike it, like, just on the volley. So it goes harder.
That's genius. But, I don't mind that. That's fine.
Anyway, so that was just, like...
But, yeah.
He's not stuttering when he's taking those. He hasn't got time. He's got to...
That's like your little Carabao nugget.
Yeah, mate, I'm full of nuggets today. I'm like 50 chicken McNuggets from...
a while ago I saw the rule say about the fact that players now can't do the stutter. Yeah. And I was like, that's cool. I'm happy for that, because it really annoys me when they do. And then I've just never seen one not given. Like, every player seems to stutter the penalty. Well, not every player, but players that do stutter the penalty, no ref ever calls them out on it.
Yeah.
He's just like, that's fine. The biggest thing about that penalty for me, I would have been in the middle ground. I'd have been like, he stuttered. Ooh, can I give that? But the fact that everybody ran into the box after him, that could have put the keeper off, and I'd have been like, retake it. Because everyone's run into the box and the keeper's probably like, what the hell? Like, thing is going to get stampeded. So I'd have said, retake the penalty. That would have been the logical decision for me. I might just be saying that as a Tottenham fan. I suppose the law book might say book him because he's stuttered, but I don't know.
Yeah. I think it almost makes more sense. I don't know. I don't know what the actual rule is. I feel like it almost makes more sense to be like, book him for stopping your run up and then make him take it again.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like a
yeah.
middle ground to be like, look, that wasn't like very sportsmanlike. You're not supposed to stop because you're trying to put the keeper off, which is just like it's a bit of a dick move. So that's a yellow, but just you can take the penalty again because you haven't like. Do you know what I mean? You haven't just like picked up the ball and thrown it in because like you've still won the penalty. Like you still should have the chance to shoot.
Yeah. I find it's hard to argue for a thing that I just don't believe in anyway.
Yeah.
Because I just don't understand the stutter penalty as a tactic. I'm like, please just hit it.
Yeah.
It's like every time, if a player ever just goes up and is like, I'm just going to slot this into the corner. I'm like, please just hit it at the goal. I don't care where it goes. Practice just smashing it at the goal, please.
Yeah.
Get it on target every single time, but hit it hard. I'm sick of these like half-assed penalties that are like, oh, they're beautifully in the corner, but if the keeper goes the right way, it's so soft he saved it. I'm like, just hit it. He hit it quickly enough. He's not getting to that. So yeah, it's hard to argue a for argument for why Son should be allowed that, because I just don't see the point. Regardless of the rule book, I just don't see why it should benefit a player. Just don't do it. Just take a normal penalty. Now that it's clearly against the rules, can everyone stop doing stutter penalties, please?
Yeah.
Can we just see good penalties again? Yeah, rant over about that as well. Because that's not... I've taken off my Tottenham hat there, because that's a bigger argument for me against the stutter penalty.
Yeah.
Just in general, just stop it. Just stop it.
So, catching up, the only other game we had was the one tonight. Man City, Arsenal, again, round 2. I'm not gonna talk very long about it, because we've already said my bit.
Yeah, I mean, you can sort of cut and paste the same rant
basically,
for this game as the cup final.
The only thing I was going to say is Leroy Sané's a bit good, actually.
Do you know what? I've always seen people sort of talk about him, and I've always been a bit like, is he really? You know, he's in this team of high-quality players. I'm like, is he that good? But he's actually very good.
For all the talk about, like, De Bruyne that's had this season, and he's still, you know, and Silva has obviously, like, also played a great game.
Yeah.
Sané and Aguero both Aguero didn't score, but he must have like had at least 2 assists or something, and he's like...
Yeah, well, I mean, that... Was it the second goal? Where he just did that incredible like touch around your left back.
Yeah.
I can't even think who's
sort of like... It's those kind of things where you're like, you can tell maybe now why he's a little bit more of... At first, I feel like Pep was a bit like not sure about him.
Yeah.
And you feel like it's those sort of games where Pep's drilled into him what he expects. And now he's like, that's why I'm happy now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want you to always score. But if you do that every game, we're going to win the league.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't even know, like, as you say, for all the talk De Bruyne's had this season, and then players like Aguero and Sané step up tonight, I don't even think De Bruyne played... I didn't really notice him. I knew he was there, but I feel like he just sort of... He didn't play any... like incredible passes that split open the defence or anything. I don't know if that's because he didn't really need to against that Arsenal side where he just sort of was a bit relaxed. I mean, he just sort of set up the attack each time. He just got the ball moving forward and then let everyone else do the work.
Yeah.
He didn't have to play out of his skin tonight. I don't know if that's a sign of just how good he is, that he can still be there and just play well enough to get an easy win like that. But David Silva for me was just incredible again tonight. I think, as I've said to you before, he's one of my all-time favourite players to ever play in the Premier League. I think it's just such like he was when he first came. At least I think he had a bit of a blip before Guardiola and everything, but he was just such an exciting player. He had such good flair when he first came. So good for me to see him still living up to that, all that hype.
Yeah.
Especially in a team that's now so star-studded, because I feel like when he first came, it wasn't
he's
as
getting
quality
like,
as...
getting like a lot of the ball and gets like to do whatever he wants, and now he's surrounded by people who all want the ball, and
everyone
he can
wants
still,
the ball.
like...
He's still good.
Yeah, that's true. He's... I was impressed, to be fair, the other one I was impressed by is Company coming back after like a...
Yeah.
Having not played many games to play, and he did not like he had a lot to do, but...
he's just solid.
He looked very like assured for someone who hasn't played much.
I feel like he's just got this defending thing down. He's like, it's all right, lads. I trained for several years. I just know how to defend now.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just good at it. He's like, don't make mistakes. Like, I know how everyone's going to play. I know if they're quick, I do this. I know if they're tall and strong, I do this. Like, there's no way to beat me at the back anymore. I mean, in our most recent podcast, we named our first 11 teams, didn't we?
Yeah.
And he was my wild card of who I would have at the back because obviously of his injuries.
Yeah.
He's not like an assured one, but he's just an incredible player still, and credit to him. I think it was a really nice interview after he, when they just won the cup, when they said, "Oh, did you think you'd be playing or something?" And he was like, I'm always ready. You know, like you train hard all the time. I support the team when I'm not playing, and you just got to be ready, and then you just step up. And the way he was just like, yeah, and then when you get into the team, you just do your job. I was like, oh, how many players like for these teams currently just don't actually do their job? And companies like, yeah, just doing my job.
The dream, just someone who turns up.
Someone just steps up and is like, I'm just going to do my job.
Yeah. You can tell as well, he's the kind of player that you want in the dressing room. Like, not...
Oh, without
he's not like a Roy Keane, like you're shouting everyone down.
Shout.
But you can just imagine him being like so like calm and composed and be like, it's all right, lads, I can do this. You need to do that. You need to do that. Like, I feel like Pep must not have to give much of a team talk, because he's like, he already knows they expect a lot of him. So it's, I don't know, must be a dream.
Yeah,
Imagine having
I would love to have, because I think in the games like that, in a cup final, you could do as many tactics as you want, but I feel like as soon as you go, oh, thank God for that, Vincent's in the team, you're like instantly, oh, that's much better. Yeah. Like, I can go forwards a bit more now, I can play a bit free, because, got company at the back, that's good. And as you say, it was so nice to have him as a captain in the dressing room, because I think you just calm everyone down. Kyle Walker, this is your first chance properly at a trophy. Calm down. It's okay. You don't have to be nervous. You're not going to lose this one all the time.
You're not going to bottle this one.
I just love him. Honestly, Belgium, you need to win, international trophy. Your team is just ridiculous. Can you imagine Courtois, Company, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, Hazard, De Bruyne, Lukaku, sort of run out of players. But that alone, I mean, all those 7 I would just put into England team straight away.
Well, I was about to say it's better than what England have got. We got I'll take a
Harry Kane. Dele Alli a push, but that's a big push even for a Tottenham fan.
Jordan Henderson.
Oh, just never. maybe a bit of James
Milner. Have you ever
left back as well?
Yeah, have you ever thought about playing football sideways, maybe? It's the best way to go. Yeah, nice.
So, that's a little shout out at Belgium as well.
Yeah, that's your top tip for World Cup.
I mean, Roberto Martinez, really? Thierry Henry in the background as well. Get someone good in. Like Roberto Martinez in FA Cup with Wigan against Man City. About it. Look at that Belgium team.
Get
Guardiola.
Moussa Dembele in there.
Oh, Moussa Dembele as well. There you go. There's the centre mid that I couldn't think of.
Player manager, Moussa Dembele.
Oh, I want to say Nangolan as well. Is he Belgian?
He walks, Dembele just walks into the press conference. When he's the player manager, he's going to walk into the press conference and just sweep people out the way. They'll be asking questions and he'll be like, goodbye. There'll just be one guy left that's like, how much do you love managing Belgium? And he's like, I will answer your question, good sir. All of these other people I care not for. I imagine this situation, he's like Gandalf or something. It's pretty sick.
I will say, whilst we're on the topic of Dembele, because I love the guy to pieces.
Right.
Love him.
Yeah.
But all this praise he suddenly got, I just think I noticed a little bit in the Crystal Palace game where he was just a bit too all the pundits say that I can just breeze past people. I'll just do that again. And I think at times he just overplayed it a little bit.
Right.
He didn't look so casual as he usually did. I don't know if that's credit to Crystal Palace for unsettling him a little bit, but he just looked like he tried to beat an extra person that he usually wouldn't do. He'd usually beat these 2 and then he'd pass it, whereas this time he was trying to beat 3 and then pass it, and that third person was just too much. And I don't know if that's because usually he hasn't got any praise. He just kind of does his job in the background.
Yeah.
I'm so sick as well, whilst we're on it.
Go for it.
Because we didn't get a chance to discuss it, I don't think, last week. But I'm so sick of people being like, you know what he doesn't get enough of? Goals and assists. It's not his game. It's not his game at all. Pochettino's like, Dembele, win the ball back, bring it forward, give it to Eriksen, Ali and Kane. They get the goals and the assists. Give it to Son, Lamella, one of those other creative players. That is your job. He doesn't need to run forward and absolutely bury it. That's just not what he does. He controls the centre of the pitch and anything going forwards and backwards. He doesn't need to chip a ball over the top to set up Kane. That's not what he does. We've got enough players that do that. He needs to... His main trait is when 10 men sit against us, because he comes forward and he beats everyone, all the centre-backs and the central defensive midfielders come out and they'll be like, oh shit, he's got past all those 3 other players, I need to go out to him. As that extra person goes out to him, Eriksen's like, oh, space. And then Dembele passes it to him and Eriksen's like, chip, through to Kane, goal. It's
most often like the key pass before the assist, isn't it? That you see him like in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he is. And
assisting the assist.
Yeah, I feel like so many pundits are quick because they don't, I mean, obviously they don't, but because they don't watch Tottenham week in, week out, like a Tottenham fan would, they instantly go, when they, before all the games and they're on TV, they go, I need to learn some things about this Tottenham team. And they go, Moussa Dembele. And what's the quickest way to learn things about him? His stats. And obviously his stats don't look good. So they're quick to go, he doesn't get enough goals and assists.
Yeah.
It's like, do you remember the chairman that came in at Cardiff City and was like, goalkeeper's not getting enough goals? Yeah. Like, it's so stupid. It's like, it's not understanding that part of his game. That's not what he does.
Yeah.
He does something much more brilliant than that.
He's there to make everyone else's job easier. It's like, if someone makes, like, a cake out of, like, cake mix, Dembele is the cake mix you buy from Sainsbury's, you know what I mean? He's, like, ready-made. Yeah. And then you make the cake. You know, you wouldn't go to someone else's house and then be like, Sainsbury's made me a cake out of, like... You have physically done it. You've added the water, like stirred it up, put it in the oven. You've done, you know, give yourself some credit, Eriksen. You've done your bit. But Dembele's there being like, I've stuck all this together.
All the people
I've taken all of these things and put them in one little bowl for you.
Yeah.
I love Moussa.
So that's my rant, because firstly, Moussa, a lot of people are saying really good things about you. Don't let it go to your head, because I saw it in Crystal Palace and I didn't like it. When you're humble, you're at your best, right? It's little...
Give him a team talk.
I've called out Belgium and I've called out Moussa Dembele, right? And then pundits that are so quick to look at his stats because they don't ever watch him play properly, stop mentioning his goals and assists. He's a brilliant player.
Moussa.
Better than his stats show.
You should come on this podcast and we can talk about it.
Oh my God, if we got Moussa Dembele on this podcast, I'd scream. I mean, if I just, like, walked past him in the street, I'd scream. I'd fall at his feet. I'd chuck, like, you know, like when... knights used to go off to battles or something and all the women would come out and they'd throw like flowers on their path as the like hot knights came down on their horses. I'd do that.
You just swoon and faint. He just like catches you and it's like, it's okay. You're alright. Oh, bless. Shall we move on to some predictions?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Cool. So, the first game on Saturday is Burnley-Everton. Any thoughts, amigo?
Everton just lost this last weekend, didn't they? 1-0 to Watford.
Yeah.
That was a tight game. Burnley, I don't know with Burnley anymore. I could see a draw for this one, I think, again.
Draw? Where you go, like a 1-1 or...
Yeah, 1-1. How did you know?
I don't know.
Are you also going to go 1-1?
You know what, I'll join you in a 1-1. It does seem like a 1-1 type game.
Yeah.
Leicester-Bournemouth?
Again, two teams that I'm just not like particularly sure about anymore. Leicester are doing quite well still. They're still in the mix, I guess. It's amazing just how like close the relegation battle is, on a side note, this season.
Yeah, isn't it?
But I would expect Leicester to win that.
Okay.
I'm going to say 2-0.
2-0, yeah.
I feel like that's going to be the game that Bournemouth win.
I'll go for a 2-2.
Okay.
Go for a 2-2.
Okay.
Southampton-Stoke. I'm gonna go for a Southampton win, I think. Maybe like a 1-0.
Really?
Nothing fancy.
Stoke are really struggling. I say they're struggling. They're just not winning.
Shaqiri's been playing
all right.
very well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Scored like 3 goals in 3 games or something.
Yeah, they're doing all right. They're getting draws. They're just not really winning games. They just need to get a result. Was it Southampton-Stoke?
Yes.
You know what? I'll say that'll be Stoke's result. So I'll say like 1-0 to Stoke.
1-0 to Stoke. Swansea-West Ham.
I mean, I felt sorry. Do you know, after Carvajal, I don't know how to say his name.
Yeah.
Since he's come in at Swansea, and the amount that you big him up, I actually am really quite liking Swansea as a team now. And he's such like a fun manager.
Yeah, he's good, isn't he?
Yeah. So I quite like them, and I felt really sorry for him. They lose like 4-1 to Huddersfield or something.
Yeah.
At the weekend, because he was like, "Oh, my gamble didn't pay off," because he went with loads of strikers.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, fair play. He gave it a go, and they just played around you. That's fair.
It's a good football manager situation.
It is, yeah. And then you come out at the press conference, you're like, you know what, I just went for it. I had to attack. You're like, we're either going to lose 4-1 or we're going to draw 2-2 or something.
Yeah. I can see Swansea getting a win out of that. I think West Ham have not been in the greatest of form, so...
Was it at home to Swansea?
Yeah.
Or? Yeah.
So I'm going to go 2-1.
Oh, I was going to say 2-0.
Go for 2-0. Treat yourself.
I will treat myself.
Treat yourself to a clean sheet. Treat yourself also to Tottenham Huddersfield.
Oh, I mean, we smashed them.
Yeah.
At the reverse fixture.
I'm going for 3-0.
Yeah, I can't... They don't seem like the kind of team for me that can sit back very well. I feel like that's the teams we struggle... Wembley, that's the team we struggle against. The one that can put 10 men behind the ball. I don't feel like they do that very tactically well. So I could see 4-0.
4-0?
I feel like that's always the undoing. Every time I see Paul Merson on Sky Sports predict Tottenham to win 4-0, we Crystal Palace, we usually win 1-0. It usually ruins
Makes the game so much more difficult.
Yeah.
Watford West Brom?
I'm going to say Watford win. I'll say 2-1.
2-1? I'll go 1-0 just to be different. Liverpool Newcastle. I almost feel like, as well as Liverpool have been doing, this could be the kind of game they would struggle with. I say that, I still think they're going to absolutely smash him, but I could see it being the kind of... I feel like Rafa knows enough to set his team up to kind of counter what Liverpool do. Whether they can actually do that, I don't think they can. But I could see it, do you know what I mean? I could see it being a tight game.
I think Rafa knows how to do this kind of game. I feel like it could be 1-0 early on to Liverpool, and then they just hold that for until the 80th minute, at which point then they just go on to win 3-0.
Yeah. That's what I mean. I think it'll be a tight game that doesn't look as tight as it was.
Yeah.
You going 3-0?
Yeah, I'll say 3-0 since that's what I just said.
I'll go for a 3-1.
You just keep trying to be different, don't you?
Well, Liverpool got to concede, haven't they?
That's true, actually. Oh, damn it, I didn't think of that.
Speaking of conceding, Brighton Arsenal. I don't even...
I quite like Brighton, lately.
Yeah, God, Arsenal away. Not even in a disappointed Arsenal fan sense, I'm going to go for 2-1 Brighton.
I was going to say 2-2. I can see a draw.
Because I can see Arsenal scoring and then letting that slip. that can be a total
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Score a goal early, then they get one, and then we're uh-oh, and then Mustafi gives away a penalty or something.
You and the prediction of Mustafi penalty. It's not come off yet, but I can't wait for when it happens.
He's slipping and sliding. It's like he's at the Winter Olympics, sliding about everywhere. Every time someone gets in the box and he's straight past her, you're oh, please. Stop this madness. Also, Czech can't keep a clean sheet, so...
That is true. He's still waiting for his 200th, right?
Yeah,
he hasn't got that yet.
He's never going to get it. Hopefully. Ospina will play instead. Man City Chelsea. Big game.
That is a big game. As a Tottenham... I say as an Arsenal fan, I think your eggs are all into Europa League at the minute. I don't think you'll bother by the top 4 battle anymore.
You guys can do whatever you want.
So as a Tottenham fan, it's the one game of the season I probably want Man City to actually win. No, that shouldn't affect my prediction, should it?
Well, I still think
they're going to win.
I still think Man City will win. I don't think Chelsea have quite enough firepower to get...
No. I could see 3-1. I could feel like they're going to do what they did to Manchester. Manchester? Not the whole of Manchester. Man United, sorry. I feel like they're going to do what they did to United, and they could dominate a part of the game because they have quality players in there at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But just not quite enough to see off City. I feel like if they're going to crumble against Man United like they did, they'll crumble against City. So 3-1.
Yeah. I'll join you in a 3-1. That seems like that's sensible. Crystal Palace, Man United. I think Manchester United will have too much for Crystal Palace.
Do you? Actually, damn Zaha. It's just he was playing, my prediction would be completely different.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 Man United.
Okay. I like Crystal Palace. I don't know why. I feel like this is the same as we just did. I feel like this is the kind of game, like Crystal Palace away, you just struggle in.
Yeah.
Like, I think Arsenal do it as well. Chelsea do it.
I feel like I think Man United are better set up for those games, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do. They are so defensive compared to everyone else that would go there and be like, oh yeah, we're going to win. Man United probably go there like, yeah, let's draw. And they're like, oh no, we won.
I think having someone like Lukaku up front gives you a bit more of a...
Yeah, it's going to be battle of the big strikers.
Usually you kind of have a bit of... You go to those teams and you really have to fight and you have to battle.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's good. Those are the kind of games where you're like, you can have someone like Lukaku up front who can probably bully a defender if he wants to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you used to go and play Chelsea and you'd have like Drogba and you're like... He's a defender who plays up front.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a machine. So, yeah, anyway, I'm going 2-0.
My heart is saying no. Other way around.
My heart's
telling
me no, but my body...
my mind is telling me...
keeps telling me yes. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, my mind is telling me yes. No, my mind is telling me the same as you.
Stop saying it.
I've resaid it now because I already don't want me singing in it. My mind is telling me that to go the same as you and go Man United win, but my heart kind of wants it to be a draw, so I'm going to say 2-2.
2-2, okay.
That might be my out there prediction for the results.
I think that is an out there prediction. I'll give you that. I don't know who's scoring those
I don't know
two goals
who is
for
scoring
Crystal
those
Palace.
goals. Hopefully a Townsend screamer, because he just likes to shoot from everywhere. They will be like, what? Oh.
Oh, bless. And then we move into the Champions League.
Oh no.
The Champions! Beautiful. Pitch perfect as always.
Yeah.
Pitch Perfect 2, the sequel that was.
There's a third one coming out.
Oh, joy.
If you want a little nugget.
Joy to the world. That's, yeah, you know. We both offer.
Not that I've seen either of the first two.
Yeah, totally. Liverpool Porto. Obviously, Liverpool smashed them in the first leg. I think it may be the same
Do you
again.
think they'll go second team, or do you think that's stupid to go second team?
No, I think they'll play their best team. I can see it being like a 4-0.
Yeah, I think I'd be with you. 3-0, 4-0.
I think Liverpool at home, as much as I hate to admit it, have been playing some of the best football.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, in terms of just, like, they don't even bother about defending. They're just, like, just smash them. So what you going for?
I don't know. I said 3-0, 4-0. I couldn't
3-0?
settle.
Go for a 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. Well, what did you say?
4-0.
All right, yeah, then.
PSG, Real Madrid. PSG without Neymar.
I know. That's actually big news. That puts them out of the Champions League. Well, I don't think they'll get through this round, but I meant even if they did, I wouldn't put them to go and win it now. I think it's all cities to lose.
Yeah.
PSG at home.
Yep.
I feel like Real Madrid have just got the calibre of player to just see out this game. What was the score in the first leg to that game?
3-1 to Real Madrid.
Yeah, so I see they could see it out. I'm trying to do the maths in my head of what that result would be that'd be enough to see it out.
We'd have to get like a 2-0 win or something, wouldn't they? Because they got the away goal. So it's possible. I just can't see them. I think although Cavani and I think like Mbappe and Di Maria and like they've got more good players than most teams have.
Mm.
I think they lack that. With Neymar in the team, they had something akin to like a Ronaldo, like that can kind of not even take on a whole team, but like distract a whole team.
Yeah.
And I can't see him. I don't know.
I feel like it's also a player that's actually won the big trophies as well, which PSG I think lack. Yeah, they've won titles, but that's like Celtic saying they win the Scottish League. So, whereas Neymar's been there at Barcelona and won the Champions League a couple of times.
Yeah.
So, yeah, with him in it, I feel like he was a bit more experienced. I could see that being like to be honest, I could see that being like a 1-1 or a 2-1 to PSG. Just enough of a result for Real Madrid to see through the leg. Yeah. I don't think they need to out and out go and win the game. I think they just need to control it.
Yeah, I could see kind of like a 1-0. I wouldn't be surprised, something like Man City, Basel.
5-0.
Yeah, 5-0. I'll go 6 just to make it different, you know. And then Tottenham, Juventus.
Oh, the biggest game in Tottenham history.
I think that Tottenham will win the game.
I'm really scared because that's obviously what everyone thinks. I can see Tottenham just believing their own hype and us losing like 3-2.
Nah, I'm confident enough to go for a 2-0. That would be my prediction.
I could see it being 2-1.
I don't see Juventus offering too much.
I think we could really be close to throwing it away. So I'll say 2-1, because if we got one more goal, then obviously it'd have to go to extra time.
Yeah.
So I'll say 2-1 will just scrape through to the next round. I did say a couple of weeks ago, if we got through Juventus in the Champions League, that would be the biggest test for us to see what we're actually like as a team, and if we could go on and win it. I don't think we will. I'm more scared to face someone like City than I am to like Juventus in the Champions League. I don't know why. Like I would take Juventus, Barcelona. I think it's because they don't know what we're like. Whereas Man City, Guardiola's like, yeah, now Tottenham play.
Yeah, Juventus is a good test because of how like solid they can be defensively.
Yeah.
But playing like any like international team, English teams almost have a small like element of surprise, like no matter which English team it is, because we're playing like this every week.
Yeah.
Like you might be like, you play your game on your Saturday and you're like, we're gonna go 50% for this one because we're playing midweek Champions League. We're playing like Stoke away, being like, this is a battle. Like you don't understand. We have to do this every single week, and so like, I think English teams have a little bit of an advantage some of the time. I mean, we're also terrible some of the time too. So who knows?
Yeah, we're also in recent years we've been shocking in Europe. It's nice to actually see us do well, but I kind of just want to see Tottenham do well. I don't care about the rest of the English teams.
Premier League spent enough money anyway, so I suppose we should be doing pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, Man United and Man City should be doing well. The rest of us, you get to a knockout round.
Get to a knockout round.
That's probably good
Arsenal fans can only dream. Okay, have you got anything else you want to cover?
No, I mean, I had a random rant about Moussa Dembele. There's another Moussa that I can always rant about. Actually, you know what? Llorente he's got a hat trick.
Yeah,
well done.
Shout out to you, Llorente.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, like
Rochdale's clearly your level. And you, Moussa Sissoko. Moussa Sissoko actually had an alright game. Do you know who did have a weird game in that? Was Harry Winks. He was really off the pace. I feel like he must have had like a cold or something. It's the only thing that... He's such a like calm and collected guy. He's like Moussa Dembele's understudy. He's like, he just knows what to do with the ball all the time, and he's just like, yeah, cool, I've got this in midfield. And he just kept misplacing passes. He didn't know what to do, kept losing possession. So, Llorente and Sissoko, well done. You've scraped through this time. I might come back to you next week. We'll see how you get on. But Harry Winks, you're in the line of fire this week.
I love the idea that this podcast has become like The Apprentice for you, like Tottenham players. So the Tottenham players like line up throughout the week, and then you sit there like Alan Sugar, and you're like, "Well, Llorente, you've put in a great performance. You've won the task this week. I'm giving you the treat. Harry, you're gonna have to watch out because you could be out any time."
Harry Winks, let's be clear. Harry Kane, he's always in.
Oh, yeah. Harry's like... He's the guy sitting next to you on the board. Like,
oh, yeah.
You're like, Karen, how did they get on? Harry, how did they get on? On that note, we will see you next week. Drop a comment. Tell us about our predictions. Drop a like if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to hear more. And we will see you next week.